Alright, so question number 16. There are 5 digits shown below. Use all the digits to form the largest even number. So because it is, you want an even number, the last digit needs to be even. Okay, the last digit needs to be even. So this is a 5. So the in front part here doesn't matter. If I want it to be the biggest, what I need to do is that I need to actually make the first number the biggest. Okay, so you have 1, 2, okay, already I make it easier. A, B, C, D, E. 5 positions to fill. Okay, the first one is actually your ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. In your A is your 10,000s. It should be the largest number. So the largest number here is actually 9. Okay, it doesn't matter whether is it even or odd. But the last position over here, E, which is your ones, needs to be an even number and it should be the smallest. So in this case, the smallest even number here is actually 2. So straight away, I can put a 2 at the back. Now I have to fill in my thousands, hundreds, and tens position. So for B, C, D, I will then look at the biggest to the smallest. So 9, the next number that is the biggest is actually 7, followed by 5, and lastly 4. So the answer is 97542. Next, find the value of 248.1 divided by 300. Now I have told you many times, do not work with such big numbers. What I would have done is I would have made it simpler. Okay, 248.1 divided by 3 divided by 100. So I break it up in such a way. So what I want to do is I want to deal with this first, the smaller number, so we don't have such an issue. Now in this case, because this is booklet B, you have no other way but to use your long division method. So I'm going to show you how to do long division method one time. Okay, for this paper, and then you'll go, and then I'm not going to do that anymore because I do not want to waste time. So your 3 is on the outside, and then your 248.1. Now when doing division, right, you need to align your decimal point. Okay, so we know that 2 is unable to divide by 1, it's too small. Okay, because if I put 1 times 3, my answer is 3 here, cannot. 2 is not big enough to subtract 3. So instead, the next one I'm going to actually look at is this value here, which is 24. So therefore, 8 times 3 is actually 24. Subtract, my answer will be 0. I will then bring down my 8. And then this will be actually 2. 2 times 3 is 6. I will then subtract 8 minus 6 is 2. Next, I will bring down my 1, which is now 21. So my decimal point is here, and then I will put 7 times 3 is 21, answer 0. So therefore, my answer would then be 82.7 divided by 100. I will then deal with this. So I just need to next shift my decimal backwards because I am now dividing. The answer that I get needs to be smaller than this number. When you move backwards, you are dividing. When you move forward, you are multiplying. Remember, when you read, you always read from left to right. So this is forward, and then this is backward. So we're going to actually shift by 2 decimal place because there are 2 zeros by 100. So 1, sorry, let me just undo this once again. Okay, shift, my decimal point was here, right? So 1 and 2. So my 0.827, that's the answer. You have to know how to shift your decimals. Next, the ages of 3 members of a sports club are the ratio 1:3:7. So basically, position matters. So there are 3 members. Okay? So to make things easier, I'm going to say A, B, and C. Members A, B, and C. So their total age is 66. What is the age of the youngest member? So you can do this via model. So A, B, C. Obviously, if you are very good with ratio, you will know that each number in ratio represents 1 unit. So if we were to draw our model, this is what it would mean. Okay? So remember, when it comes to model, you want to note that you always want to find what is 1 unit. So in total, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 units would be 66. 1 unit would be 66 divided by 11. So your answer would be 6. Now they told you what is the age of the youngest one. So your youngest one is actually A, and therefore the answer in this case is 6. Okay, next. Okay, express 0.34 as a percentage. Now, in this case, what you need to do is you look at 0.34. Now, 0.34, how do you express this as a percentage? The first thing you need to do is to convert this into a fraction. Okay? So to convert this into a fraction, you need to actually literally move your decimal place by 2. So it becomes 34 over 100. So because percentage is always out of 100, straight away your answer would be 34%. Okay, very straightforward, this one. Next, Mr. Don earns $5 an hour for delivering parcels. At the end of 5.5 hours, how much would he have earned? So to do this kind of question, right, I would like to actually split this into 2. Okay, I would split this into 2. Okay, so that it is actually easier to work with. Now, so I will split this into 2. So for the 5 hours, right, how much did he earn? It's just basically 5 times $5. Now, when you do your working, you do not put your units until your final one. Now, why is it that I'm putting units now? Is so that you all understand and know what I'm calculating. So this is actually $25. And then there is that half an hour there that you need to take half times 5, or 5 divided by 2 in short. So if you take half times 5, right, your answer is actually 5 over 2. And then when you change it into a mixed number, you will realize that it is actually 210.5. So when you convert this into dollars, right, it's actually $2.5. So you would then take this, add together with this. 25 plus $2.50. Your answer is $27.50. Now, be very careful. If you actually put the answer as 27.5, 0 marks for this. 0 marks. Because I mentioned many times that because this is money, you need to be very careful. So obviously I know this is very long-winded. Okay, it is very long-winded. There is a much faster way, which is just take 5.5 times 5. That's about it. Okay? But I'm showing you the longer and more simplified way. Next, there are about 68,000 residents staying in Yoko Island. When rounded off to the nearest thousand, what is the largest possible number of residents staying on an island? So 68000. Okay? Now rounded off to the nearest thousand, the largest possible. Okay? So in this case, right, because you are rounding off to the nearest thousand, you will look at the number before that. Okay? You will look at the number that is before that. Correct? So, now, the trick here is because you are looking at the number before that, which is, this is your thousands place, right? And let me highlight it. This is your thousands place. So you'll be looking at the number before that. Now, a lot of people would think that we should round up. No. When you want the largest possible number, it should be the other way round. You should round down. Okay, round down. So what is the difference? Let me show you. So the difference, the answer is actually 68499. Okay, why? So remember, we are looking at this number. When it comes to estimation and rounding of number, anything that is smaller than 5, we round down. Anything that is larger than 5 and above, we round up. Okay, so 5 and above, okay, we go up. Anything that is 4 and below, or below 5, to make things a little bit more straightforward, okay, we round down. So in this case, because we want the largest number, okay, so the largest number, if it's a 4, we will actually round down to become 68000. If we put the other way round, we want to round up. Okay, we want to round up. Then the possible number in this case is it would be 67999. So which one is bigger, 67999 or 68499? Obviously this is bigger. So this one, we look at this again. So because it's 5 and above, we will round up and this one becomes 6800. But look, they want the largest possible number of residents. So we should round down instead. So in this case, this one is wrong, this one is correct. Okay, be very careful. This is the trick question. Next. Mrs. Kim has 156 muffins and wants to pack all of them into boxes of 5. How many boxes are needed to pack all the muffins? Okay, the key answer here is actually all. So the most direct way is to take 156 divided by 5. So each box has 5, right? Your answer will actually be 31.2. So you have a remainder 2 here. Now you need to be very careful. In these boxes, okay, over here, each box has 5 muffins. Okay, but wait, you still have some remainder here. So that the remainder, you cannot just go, okay, you know what, I don't really care. You cannot, you need to give a box to the remainder. But the remainder here is actually less than 1. So, but it still needs a box. So you have to plus 1 box for it. So therefore the answer is 31 plus 1 equals to 32. Answer 32. Okay? Next. Look at the decimal line below. Find the missing decimal indicated by the arrow over here. Okay? So in this case, they want decimals. They do not want, okay, you to give them any other answers. Alright, so they want to know what is this decimal over here. Okay, so what you can do is, you need to first find out for me, what is this over here? Okay, in terms of your fraction. So what can we do? We need to know the interval. Every interval, what is it? Alright, we need to know the interval. So over here, you would realize that this part over here, okay, this is actually 3 point. The decimal point for this part is 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and 3.4. Now, how do I know that? Very simple. If you know how to convert this into decimal, right? So let's try converting one of it. Let me show you how. So this 3 over here is a whole number. So therefore it's 3. I don't care about it. Now, how do you convert this part, the 1/10, into a decimal? So 1 over 10 is actually equivalent to 0.1. Why? You shift the decimal place by 1 because there's only 1 0. So from here you shift it to the back, it becomes 0.1. So 3 plus 0.1, it becomes 3.1. Okay? Similarly for over here. Let's take this as an opportunity to revise. So 3 point what? I'm only interested in the 1 over 5. I want to make it a decimal. Okay? So times 2 times 2 become 2 over 10. Now 2 divided by 10, once again I will shift by 1 decimal point because there's only 1 0. So equals to 0.2. So 0.2 plus 3 is 3.02. 3.2. Okay, the same thing for this and this. Alright? So I'm going to erase away all this rough working so I have space. So now that you have figured out what are the decimal places above, you can then calculate this very easily. Okay? So what do? The first thing is you will take 3.4 minus away 3.3. So your answer would be 3.4 minus 3.3. Answer is 0.1. So what does it mean? That means from here to here, this is 0.1. Oh, sorry. From here to here is 0.1. Wait, 1 second. Okay, so now that you have found that this part is 0.1, you need to find out what is this part here. Every single interval. So how many intervals are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 0.1, right? So what's the next step? 0.1 divided by 5. And your answer is 0.02. So then we need to add the 0.02 to 3.3 because it's over here, right? So therefore, we need to, there are two intervals here, first interval and second interval. So you need to take 3.3 plus 0.02. This one is the first interval. Then you have to add another 0.02 because this one belongs to the second interval. And then your total answer would be 3.34. Okay, that is how you do it. I suggest you all rewatch this video to see how should I convert fraction to decimals. Okay? Next. Gretel had 14.5 kg of flour. She used 1/5 of the flour to bake some cookies. How much flour was left? Now, fraction, revision, off means what? Multiply. Okay, multiply. So, because she wants kilogram, but she wants what was left. So, first you need to know what is the fraction that is left. So, fraction that is left would be 1 minus 1 minus 1 over 5 because that is what she used. So in this case, it becomes 4/5. So 4/5 is basically the fractions that she was left with. So you want to find out what is 4/5 of 14.5 kilogram. Of means times. Okay? So what you would next then do is 4 over 5 times 14.5. You will get 58 over 8. Simplify this, answer 11.6. Make sure that you have your correct units there, 11.6 kg. And that's how you do it. So the important part here is take note, they want what was left. So you must find out what is the fraction that is left. You cannot take 1/5. Of course, you can do the long-winded method, which is first find out what is 1/5 of 14.5, then take 14.5, find out the actual minus away 1/5 of 1/5 of flour, and then you still left with 11.6. Okay, next 25. Okay, draw the front view. Okay, so this one, front view, you will need to actually, I suggest, take what do you think is front view. This 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 is front view. So by doing that, right, you can actually understand how many should you be coloring. So let's start off with this portion over here. There is 2. So I will color 2 of it. And then after that, because this is 2 levels, right? This is 2 levels. I know that this belongs to the lower level and is one of it. And then the last part over here, which is over here, this 2. Okay, so by doing that, I'm very certain of the shape it's supposed to be. And then to help the examiner see what you're shading, I usually will outline it. Not necessary, but good. Next, Goose or Gus cut 3 identical right angle triangles and form the figure below. Find the area of one such right angle triangle. Okay? We're going to skip this question because angles is not tested. Okay? Oh wait, sorry, my apologies. They're not asking about angles, they're asking about area. Okay, my apologies. So let's do this. Okay, so they tell you that 3 identical. So therefore, we just need to find one, correct? Now the most important thing is, we need to know what is our base and what is our height. Okay? Now, if we take this particular triangle, you would notice that this, because they're identical, this part over here is actually this part over here. Okay? So I'm going to color code it. The pink part here is actually the same as the pink part over here. So I'm going to take this as my height. Now remember, when you are trying to determine where is your base is the one that forms the right angle. So the one that forms my right angle is actually this part over here, which is the same as this part. So I'm going to take this as my base. Now my issue now is I know what is my height. My height is 8. What about my base? So to find my base, I know that this side over here is 12. And these two sides are equal. So to find my base, I will take 12 divided by 2, therefore is 6. And my base will be 6. So now applying formula for triangle, half base times height. So half times my base, which is 6, times my height, which is 8. Okay? And then after that, I simplify it. Okay? Cancel, 1, 3. My answer is 24. Answer 24 cm squared. This is the area of one triangle. Next, 27. The necklace has black and white beads. What is the ratio of number of white beads to the number of total number of beads? Give your answer in the simplest form. So, how do we present our answers? So, W stands for white, total stands for T. So, we count, we literally count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay? So, all in all, my total is 16. And my white is actually 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Now, be very careful because the position of white is number 1 and this is number 2, the total. It needs to tally. It needs to tally. It cannot be T is to W. It needs to be W is to T. Okay? And then now we proceed to simplify. So they must be divided by the same factor or same number. So in this case, the biggest number that they both can be divided by, which is a common factor between these two, would be 4. So 4 divided by 4 would be 1. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So your answer should be just 1 is to 4. That is your answer. Okay? Next. A string of bubble wrap is 16 long by 40 cm wide. Okay? 160 cm cube of the bubble wrap is used to wrap a parcel. what percentage of the bubble wrap is used to wrap the parcel. So to help us in this case, what we need to know is we first need to know, okay, what is the total area? What is the total area? So total area would be 16 times 40. So this is 640 cm squared. So now that you have your total, area, you want to know what out of it is being used, correct? So remember this. If you want percentage, your right hand side you multiply by percentage. And then the other side would be the real number. So the real number in this case would be 160 over 640. 640 is the total number that you've taken from here. 160 is the real number. Okay? And so when you actually get the amount, your total answer will be 25%. Okay, 25%. Okay. Now, the average of 5 numbers is 8. After one of the numbers is removed, the average becomes 9. What is the value? So more often than not, when you do this kind of average question and they tell you that one number is removed, you need to first find out what is the initial total number of the 5 numbers. Okay? So we know that the initial number is 5 times 8. The total number is 40. Now, what happens when this number is removed? It becomes 9. But how many numbers are there after you remove 1? 4. So, 4 times 9 and your answer is 36. So, just by removing that one number, the total dropped to 36. So what was being removed? If you take the total, initial total minus away the later part of the total, is actually the number that was removed. Sorry, this will be a subtraction. Okay? Don't believe me, you add this number back and then you divide by 5, you will get back 8. Okay? So that is how you check for your answer. So answer 4. Question 30. The table shows the overseas package postage rate for bulky items. Okay? First 5 kg additional 1 kg or part after. What does part after mean? That means I don't care if it doesn't reach 1 kg. Even if it's just 0.1 kg, I am still going to charge you $3. There is no such thing as prorating. Okay? Even if less, I'm still going to charge you $3. It will not be less than $3. Okay? Samantha posted a package that weighed 7.4 kg to a relative in Malaysia. How much did she pay for the package? So what you need to do is, out of this 7.4, break it up. Break it up into the first 5 kg. So it's 5 and then the other one is 2.4. How do I get 2.4? 7.4 minus away 5 will give me 2.4. Now, I know I know that this 5 kg over here, I'm going to get charged $18. Why? Because it's stated here, first 5 kg, $18. Then any other additional or part of it is going to be $3. So what I can do is that I know that this 2 over here is going to be 3 times 2 equals to $6. This 4 over here, it has not reached 1 kg, but they are still going to charge me $3. So my total, right, would be 18 plus 6 plus 3. Okay? I need to add all these things together. Okay? So let's add it together. 18 plus 6 plus 3. My answer would be $27. And this is my answer.